Well, hello there. Are you just having a sleep on the floor? Are you? Are you cuddling up to your scratching bed? Do you want some chin scritches? Do you? Oh, you love the chin scritches, Mr. Tomcats. I'll let you get back to your sleep. Yeah, I'm that type of driver. As long as I got a little window to see out, I'm good. All right, in the last video I talked about I'm running out of real estate. I need to figure out the oil filter, and I still got this alternator wire that has to stretch over here because on the TJ, of course, the alternator was right here, and now I took this off of the engine in the junkyard. This hole will have to be drilled out a little bit there, but I got the plate here, and I need to cut those ribs and then bend it at a 90 so we can go there. I can mount that, and then I'm thinking about the fuse block there, and I still haven't figured out the computer mount. But since things are getting pretty tight in there, I still got the transmission dipstick to install. That's my dipstick plug. I should just pull right out and correcto. Now this is a load of bullshit right here. This is supposed to be 4L60 dipstick, and it won't fit in because it's rubbing on the side there. Doesn't matter how you fucking have this thing angled, it's not going to go in, for fuck's sakes. I know I got a dipstick when I purchased the transmission. Pretty sure I threw that out though. I don't have any choice but to try to grind that down and make it smooth. Might have enough removed from the belt sander to make it work. Well, we're in now. Crisis averted. But if you guys been learning anything from this channel, is that fucking everything you buy, you gotta modify it to make it work, because fucking everything is just shit nowadays. Alright, since we're gonna be doing a lot of fabrication in this video, what I'm gonna do with the transmission dipstick is I got that hole I'm gonna utilize, gonna plate come out, come up, and the dipstick is gonna be roughly right about like that. Still got lots of flex down there. Domgats. Do you always just lay on your human? Do you? And do you think you can just lay on me whenever you want? Domgats. Are you paying attention to me? Are you pretending that I'm not there? Domgats. Why are you doing this? I know, Mr. Tomcats, you really wanted outside bad. But when I took you outside, you didn't last. It's too cold for your little kitty feet. So you're just gonna look out the window now. Here we are again, fighting this dilemma. Honestly, have no clue where I'm gonna put this. I thought about it over the last couple days because it was Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I had dinners both nights, so I didn't come out to the garage. And I was supposed to be off for almost 2 weeks over Christmas, but that got canceled, so I'm not going to get done what I was hoping to. But I just have no clue where I'm gonna put this. I have the hose sticking up, and I was gonna put it up top, and looks like ass, and then try to go down underneath. But the problem is, you know, the drive shaft comes through here, so fucking damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So after much debate going on in my head, I moved my alarm horn, and I'm gonna build a bracket right inside there. So just been making that bracket, kind of tacked it up, as you can see this is not going to work. So I'm going to need to find 2 hydraulic 90s, which is going to be a pain in the butt because I'm going to have to turn them at the same time so I can spin them in. You can't just spin in one because you'll never get the other one to turn. Either that or get one, then one with a nipple, then spin it in. Either way, that's what I'm gonna have to do, because then the hose will, with the 90, will come up, be a little bit more relaxed, and then with it slightly turned like that, or angled, I can still get the filter off without making a mess. This bracket here, I just cut it right there and then bent it at 90. I need to figure out this radiator overflow. Overflow is made up quickly. I need to polish those brackets up a little bit, clean them up. We'll throw them in the powder coat with everything else. Now to work on the fuse block. Right here, be a simple bend with the brake. Modify this. Grind these 2 tabs off, cut this back off, and bend a piece in the brake that's going to come up, and we're going to mount it into there. Supposed to bend up to 16 gauge metal. I think I'm probably exceeding that right here. Oh, I overbent her just a tad. Let's fit it up. Should look all right. I got an atrocious mess there I need to get sorted out before we could do some powder coating. But I did run down, pick up some hydraulic fittings, because these look a hell of a lot better than like cast plumbing fittings. And this should utilize what I need to do. Make things happen, I might have to, this is just tack welded on, I might have to bust that off and move it back about a ½ inch or so. I'm going to take it off and get all my parts assembled first and see where I'm sitting. One thing I learned is that you don't realize how expensive things are till you have to buy it yourself. This stuff here, we use it at work and we're really liberal with it, but this little container, which is quite a bit smaller than the ones we use at work, 20 bucks, $20. So I just quickly assembled this. Looks like it'll work. I just gotta take that bracket off, weld it about a ½ inch back, and I'll have lots of room. So you can just see, for example, just moving it back like barely a ½ inch, how much room that gave me now. Looking good, looking good. Still got room. I guess I should really ultimately make sure the filter will still unscrew and come out with where it's at. Yeah, good there. Well, yeah, would you believe? Table got cleared off, powder coating set up. Use this old tote, put a thing up top as a spray booth, and I vacuum it out afterwards. We're gonna use Vegas lights again today. You can see Vegas lights is everywhere, the glitter. It says it has a shelf life of 7 to 8 months at 70 degrees. Well, it's not the case here. It's a little expired. It's gonna be a test to see if it still works. I think, to be fair, I'm just gonna do a couple pieces, see what happens. All right, machine's plugged in. Air pressure set to 8 psi. Get my trigger, hold her down, start spraying. I just turn the parts around so I can spray the backside. Disconnect. Carefully pick it up. Parts look like they sprayed good. Slide them in the oven. 400 degrees for about 12 minutes. I don't know. Looks like it's turning out pretty good to me. I'll go ahead and paint the other ones. This stuff here is like glitter everywhere. Glitter mess. The dinner bell rang. Oh yeah, this turned out pretty good. Buzzer went off. Take this one out. Hang it to cool. Grab the last one. Stick it in. This one here is for the fuse block. "12 minutes and we'll be done." Uh-oh. Look at all the glitter on the lens. I wonder how that's gonna turn out. Now I just vacuum it up with my Milwaukee vacuum. All the parts turned out. I prefer to do powder coating instead of painting. The only thing I haven't mastered yet is, for example, the inside crease here. It always seems like you try to spray in there lots, but when you go to bake it, it always seems to, like it flows out of that corner. I haven't figured out if there's any tricks in order to counteract that. In case anybody's curious, yes, there is quite a bit of waste. I probably vacuumed up and threw out probably more than what I used to coat all those. That being said, I think it's motherfucking beer time. Let's dig into the back here. What do we got? This is Rail Yard Brewing Peach Sour. All right, shut her down, motherfucking beer time. We got some local beer from Rail Yard Brewing Peach Sour. I don't mind this brewery, actually. I went to it a little while ago with my buddy JD, and it was actually pretty good. Anyways, motherfucking beer time. I just spilled on myself. Brutal. That's a great beer. You wouldn't want to have more than one though. So if you're by campfire, definitely a one campfire beer. Problem with campfires is I tend to find myself drinking a lot of craft beer, smoking some cigars, and the next day I feel like asshole. But anyways, this video took a lot longer than I had expected. Fabricating up all those little parts. The oil filter relocation beat me to death. Finally found the best possible location. I probably spent about 3 hours test fitting trying to figure out every angle, mocking up the front drive shaft, thinking about accessibility. How easy is it going to be to change? On the bottom would have worked out really good, but then I'm exposed to rocks. I would have to build a cage, and I think right up here is probably the best spot, and I'm still in range for the hoses. Oh, excuse me. I don't know how much longer you could go besides for the lines that they give you, because obviously over a length of time you're going to have a pressure drop, and you really don't want a pressure drop in your motor too much. So that's taken care of. Still lots of little things to work out. Once everything's together, I need to put some oil in the transmission. I haven't put spark plugs in or anything like that, so I want to crank the engine over after I get oil in it. This is hooked up, and just kind of get that oil pump pumping, because I don't want to fire up the engine with it dry. You know, it's already was pre-lubed when I bought it, but that's like almost a year ago, so I definitely want to fire it over without spark plugs just to crank it over and, you know, get it ready for the test start. Still waiting on some more parts, but anyways, enough rambling on. We'll get back to business in the next video. Unfortunately, I gotta take something out again. You guys might be able to figure out what the fuck that is, but fixed one problem, but now it's still leaking from another. Anyways, fuck, what can you do? It's gonna be a lot of bugs to work out, a lot of troubleshooting, a lot of problem solving. I'll talk to you guys later. Motherfucking beer time.